We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Some of it you gon' like, some of it you ain't. Tired of hearing fools complaining in barber chairs and beauty shops.
We'll get to the promised land.
This is Truf Bros Radio.
Monte must ain't got no fucking job. Look at that guy. What? I know fucking well one of them plates belong to them children. But look at this shit here. Now look at the goddamn corner spaghetti left.
If you're not listening to the Truf Brothers, then the truth is in you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready.
Truf Brothers TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Ray. Devon has some technical difficulties and will not be able to make it. So to help me along with this is our illustrious producer, Tony Breedlove. How you doing, Tony?
I'm good. How you doing?
She's going to assist me in trying to find out what the hell is going on. There's just, is this society just eroding or just imploding from the inside out? Hey, Jacqueline. Everybody, give me your customary weekly check-ins. Let me know you're here and you're ready to be a part of the show. Of course, your comments are always welcome, no matter what they are. Your opinions and comments are welcomed here, and we like to hear them. We want to hear them, and if you really feel strongly about something, tap our producer on the shoulder, and she'll get you on the air where you can express yourself appropriately that way. How are you doing, boss?
Oh, I'm not a boss. I don't feel like a boss. I'm good. I think I was telling you before we came on, I have been on every show this week. Every show. I'm like, dear Lord, you guys are trying to kill me. I don't have no insurance money. I didn't put you in my insurance. So.
I know, right? But you're supposed to have insurance policies on all of your talent. So if something happened to us, you can go buy that new satellite.
I can't. Stop it. What's going on, Chris? How you doing?
Chris. Hey.
How you doing? Oh my God. Right. Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
Better than last week. I apologize. The show got canceled on my account. I got a little bit of food poisoning and was curled up with my stomach doing flips, and I do apologize for that. So I know that was last minute, and she gave you due to unforeseen circumstances, like we got alien abducted. Truf Brothers won't be on this week. Or you think we did a Rodman and just disappeared and was caught up in a hotel orgy and well, it can't be in Vegas because then you would have just came and knocked on the door. So I guess in Hollywood somewhere.
No, but I have to use the unforeseen circumstances line. I can't tell everybody that you're, hanging over a toilet.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, due to the case of Ray having explosive diarrhea, Truf Brothers will not be on tonight. Even though I think I'm going to do that for you. I think I'm going to give you a technical difficulty picture of like me just sitting on the toilet in pain or something.
Why would you send me something like that?
So you could use it for technical difficulties.
And it ruins the image. I thought you guys were into branding.
We have no image.
So
I have no image. I have no image.
No, thank you. I'll still use the unforeseen circumstance excuse. So what's
how about an empty toilet with a mop and a bucket?
No, that won't do. We won't be. No, we are not using images of toilets anywhere. Okay? You and Devon try and kill me every week. So
Well,
what's our jam?
We're gonna be talking about what the hell is going on, and everybody, as you're checking in, remember, I still see a lot of people who got Truf Brothers shirts that I have no videos for. We want some videos from you guys. Yes, you as well, boss.
I know, and
You're the reasons that the shirts are such a hot seller.
No, that's not true. Because everybody
good.
didn't get 2 sizes too small. Everybody got a shirt that was.
Show your video, and that'll prove that the shirts were absolutely fine.
I ain't thinking about you. We keep going over this same issue, and it's not getting resolved. Keisha wants a t-shirt.
Well, of course, Keisha wants a t-shirt. She knows she can get a t-shirt anytime she wants.
All right, I heard that, Miss Keisha. Call it we don't want to see circumstances. No, I am not putting a toilet on anything.
That would be just a toilet mop in a bucket.
I'm not doing it.
It just gives an impression.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So, Chris, don't start writing no checks that he can't get his ass out of.
I could give you that by the end of the show.
No. No toilets.
But we do. We want videos from you guys in your shirts. And again, I would appreciate it if you would give us a tagline that says, if you're not watching the Truf Brothers, then the truth ain't in you. That would. She always agrees with you. Whatever. But yeah, we want some videos from you guys to go with Summer, Chris, and CC. We got a lot of shirts out there, and we want videos from you guys to show that you support the show. One more thing. I would appreciate.
Over the weekend.
What's that?
I'm gonna do mine over the weekend. So on the last show for next week, you guys will have it in the video clip.
Good. And one more thing, if you guys are loving the show, you signing in every week and enjoying what we're doing, do us a favor and tell 2 friends about us. Turn 2 friends on about the show and ask them to turn 2 friends on about the show. Good people tend to think alike. So if you like this Warp the Minute show, I'm sure you got some people who like this Warp the Minute show as well. You want to see that way I can have more people on my side who want to see a toilet, mop, and a bucket.
We are not having a toilet. I don't care who comes on here and agrees with you. There will not be a toilet in anything related to this network.
Okay. All right, that's fine. You don't want me to class up the place. That's fine. That's what's wrong with the world today.
Tell me what else is wrong with this world.
We don't want to class things up. I'm trying to make it classy around here.
Oh yeah, porcelain does the job.
Yes. Look, there's nobody. We keep it real. There's nobody in the world who can't say they've never prayed to the porcelain god.
Of course.
Right.
Well, we don't need to represent
that's the one God. That's the one God that God don't get jealous of. Like, yeah, you can go ahead and give it up to him. Don't bring that to me.
We're not doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
I don't care how many people follow what you're saying. Chris, don't mess with me. And anybody else you bring on here talking about, use the toilet. No, we're not.
But it's real. It's out there. It happens. It's a natural part of life. It's part of the maturation process. Every adult goes through it. It happens. And last week it happened to me in abundance. I said by 5:30. I said by 5:30 I should be good. I should be okay. Wrong. And I finally had to call you and say, I ain't gonna make it. You was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm gonna make it. Just go ahead and tell me I ain't gonna be there.
See, Keisha says TMI. I agree. I agree. Thank you, Keisha. But I mean, I was sick the week before. I even got sick on air. Remember, I had to have CC take over my spot for me for more than half
and
the
now
show.
just imagine if you had that technical difficulties picture that could have fit in perfectly. Like we used to do on the radio show. You can have you can have that music from the elevator music of the girl from Empanina on there playing in the background, like we used to do on it. We used to have the best technical difficulties and apologies on Blog Talk when we go too far.
Okay, I'm over it. It's not going to happen. It's just not. So I don't know why we're still talking about it.
It's called for because we're gonna get into our topic of what the hell is going on, and it's not necessarily a fun topic because it does feel like this society always felt like it was teetering over the edge, but in my approximation, it seemed like everything after the orange person reign, that's unhealthy.
Thank you, Yvonne. No, we're not.
That's just life. That's just life. That's fine.
Go ahead, Ray.
But it feels like after the orange menace reign of terror, everything is just went into overdrive, and people just it don't seem like anybody has any care about anything anymore. Decorum and class is out of the window. We all just sink to our baser natures. The adults act like children and the children act worse. And I find it deplorable. And it's just nobody has any shame anymore. And I don't maybe shame isn't the right word. I don't know the right word to use, but nobody has any class. I don't know, class, I guess.
How do you think that people are going to have or relate to shame, the feeling of shame, when the moral compass has stopped working? I mean, the value system is off.
Yes.
I mean,
the moral compass has a wrench next to it.
Exactly. So how do you think people are going to relate to having shame or discomfort about how they are behaving and how they handle situations? They don't, because that other person that was in the White House made it okay for them to act a fool and to start now saying, you know what, I don't give a shit if oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss on your show. I don't care.
That just means we can do that.
But it says that they are saying, I don't care, because this person that I follow that has no moral compass or no value system, he says it's okay. So I can be that way too. So you can't find people that is going to feel shame about how they're behaving.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I was never a person that believed in quote unquote polite society, but I was always taught that there was a way that you behaved in public. I was taught that when you go out in public, you show your best face. You do not embarrass yourself, your family, and or your people in public. Now, that don't mean that a comedian can't be funny. That don't mean a clown can't be a clown. That's a clown's job, and you're supposed to take it with a grain of salt. But civility, I didn't take it as polite society. I took it as the rules and regulations on how to navigate with people of different values or different cultures. It's a way that you behave when you're coming up and you're expressing yourself to other people, especially people from another culture or another point of view. We used to believe that we could disagree without being disagreeable. And all of that is out of the window now.
Exactly. Because people have become laxed in what is supposed to be normal behavior, what is supposed to be somewhat of polished behavior on how you're supposed to act when you leave the house. So people are very lax. They become comfortable within themselves, whether it is a level of discomfort for someone else or not.
Or
they
just say whatever's off the top of their head. You were supposed to weigh your words, even if you feel a particular way. Even if you feel a let me put it another way. Bob Dole passed this week.
Yeah.
Bob Dole passed this week. I'm not a fan of Bob Dole. I don't like Bob Dole.
I didn't either.
But as a passing statesman, if I was in Congress, or if I was a mayor of a small town, I'm not supposed to just say, hey, yeah, well, F Bob Dole.
Right.
Somebody could feel that way, but I'm supposed to have constituents and other people who might revere Bob Dole, who could see the good in Bob Dole, where I might not have been able to see any good in Bob Dole. I'm not saying that, but I'm supposed to be, as someone who represents a large swath of people, supposed to take a higher track, supposed to show a higher level of decorum and show people, look, you're supposed to be bigger than that. You're supposed to be bigger than our petty squabbles. We're supposed to be bigger than how we feel deep down inside, because again, how I feel deep down inside may not be good for everybody. And I'm supposed to want to try to help everybody if I'm in public service, because I'm supposed to be serving the public. And that doesn't exist anymore. That doesn't exist in our leaders. It damn sure doesn't exist in our police force. It doesn't exist in schools anymore. Nothing. If you're not on my side, then you are the enemy. Not just a different point of view. You are my enemy. And that is a hellified problem. Everybody out there, I want to hear you guys' comments on this, because we see it every day. You know what? I'm another harmless example. I got my man Godzilla on my shirt, right? The original 54 version of Godzilla, the first movie, is a metaphorical statement on the horrors of nuclear war from a people who had 2 nuclear bombs dropped on them.
Mm-hmm.
If we extrapolate that out and say that Godzilla rises out of Tokyo Bay tomorrow and wipes out Tokyo, how many of our leaders would say, fuck them, they got what they deserved?
Quite a few.
Not here.
Quite
That's
a few.
what they get.
Quite a few.
And would feel comfortable saying that out loud.
But you know what, Ray? We were talking about last night on Hot Topics. Yvonne Baker is in the room, and she and I were on last night, and we were talking about where things have gone, because we were on the subject of women's rights.
Body, my choice.
Yeah. And we had that same conversation, just in a different context. Because we were talking about, things are so different now, where as it used to be, people used to stand up for what they believed in. Okay. People challenged the government. Now you've got everybody sitting on their asses and not challenging anything. They just let things go by.
Oh, but they are challenging. It's just,
I don't think they are.
It's just an aggressive archetype of people who are pushing a particular agenda, and again, people in power mute the pushback. You guys said something on the show last night. You guys, Yvonne said something on the show last night when she equated the passing of Texas abortion bill, and was saying that this is an overarching goal of wanting to take away women's right to choose, but to put women back into a place to where that only men could vote. And that sent a shiver up my spine because I'm like, no, but I thought about it, and it's hard to mount a argument against that because everything is so oppressive.
Exactly. Because when we were talking about that last night with the women's rights, you know, and taking away the right to choose, that leads to taking away other liberties and other civil rights. It really does. And not just for women.
Taking away any rights.
Voting, it'll take away the right for women to vote again. And then that leaves men to make those decisions. But what happens when you've got all these black men who are now enveloped in our local and state and federal government, and they're getting pushed back on every chance that they get to try and make a change or something? We've seen it with Obama just because he was a black man. So it's so much going on. It's so much that you can't even put your hand and your finger on to feel what is the pulse of all of this and what does it mean? What does it mean?
The pulse of it is, if I distract you with foolishness, again, we've always been a hedonistic society. We've always been about pleasure. Minister Farrakhan said it years ago that you believe you're free in this country, but the only thing you're free to be in America is a freak. You're free to, again, if you tread on that, if you tread on someone's sexual freedom, there's a problem. You will get pushed back. But if you ask somebody to think and rise to a higher level, that's when you're going to get the fight. Again, we've got, God, I didn't even want it to go this way, but I guess we're going to go ahead and spring it this way because this works. Last year, when that song WAP was released with Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion, I forget who the other person was, but all they was talking about is how they love to fuck. And they love to, who they gonna fuck and how they gonna fuck. When people was like, wait a minute, this isn't a B-sided song. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a prude. But there used to be certain songs that were played in the juke joint, or that was played when kids wasn't around, or they were called B-side. That's for the B-side. That's for when the kids go.
I remember those days.
We understand that kids snuck to hear Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy albums, but
it wasn't available.
They had to sneak. The fact is, you couldn't listen. Your parents would say, "Go to bed." Something racy came on. You tell your kids, "Go to bed." That's not for you. Now this song WAP comes out, and it's mainstream. The kids have got it on their phone. Everybody's listening to it, and anybody who criticized them, feminists, white feminists, all jump to their defense. Oh my God, that's a woman's sexual freedom, and if she wants to do that, she wants to do that, and how dare you try to curtail on their rights and all of this. But if a black woman wants to stand up and defend a black man like Bill Cosby, there was a problem. Yes. There was pushback.
Yes.
From those same feminists. You don't know what you're talking about. And how could you want to defend him? He's a rape. No, he was a successful, powerful black man. And in our eyes, you guys went out of your way to try to take him down. We don't see him the way you see him.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've seen an assassination attempt, moral assassination attempt on his character. Right. Nobody is perfect. But because this song was a hit and everybody is just free to do their own thing, I want you to play clip 2 because this is a direct result of this type of thinking.
That clip 2 is a monster. All right, here it is. I can't.
I want everybody to let that sink in.
Oh, dear
I want
God.
you to remember your Whop Song, and then I want you to let that sink in. That's not a hit song. That's some kids who have now been inspired to express themselves in that way.
Exactly.
These all I'm going to just make a guess that the oldest kid could have possibly been 15.
I was going to go lower than that.
I'm saying at the most. I'm going at the most, and I'm just guessing about the main kid, and that's just a guess. But look at what this boy is doing now. He's got a mother and a father somewhere, and someone has validated and encouraged them to make something like that. Because if you made something like that, your parents would have kicked your tail. If I made something like that, my parents would have kicked my tail.
I would have been afraid to even try.
No doubt. No doubt. And this is not, I am not saying, what the hell was that? That's modern music, sir.
Yeah.
I am not trying to moralize and say, back in the old days, we had different this, we had different that. No, there was teen pregnancies in my day. It was no way. I was having sex when I was a teen. I'm not saying that I was all moral and good and the good old days was great. And there were songs out there back in the good old days that were effed up too. But I know for a fact my baby brothers and sisters couldn't hear it. I remember getting in trouble, and rightfully so. I was 21, and I would take my baby brother everywhere. And I started playing the Ghetto Boys, and Ghetto Boys had this song called Assassin. And the song is graphic and messed up. The way he's talking about he's an assassin, and he's talking about all the people he killed, and he talks about killing a prostitute in the worst way ever. And I thought it was so cool. And I'm letting my baby brother, who is 3, listen to this. And they jumped in my tail, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. And it's that there's certain things that aren't meant for the mainstream. Ice-T used to make a lot of raunchy songs, and he would tell you that's B-side stuff. I'm not asking to get any of that played on the radio. My song, when he made a song called Sex and Let's Get Butt Naked and Fuck and all of that, those were B-sided songs. They were not for the radio. And he was on Oprah and literally said it.
B-side. There is no such thing as a B-side anymore.
That's right. Everything is mainstream, and the fact of the matter is, parents literally, I don't care how you feel. You can be the best parent in the world. You don't have the control you think you have.
Right.
Excuse me, because you can't control that phone.
Right.
Unless you just not gonna let them have a phone, and then who wants to relegate their child to be a social outcast, because that's what you're setting them up to be, going to school with no phone, and everybody got a phone.
Right.
So fact of the matter is, the phone can do anything now. Every phone is a smartphone. You can go buy your kid the cheapest phone in the cellular store. It's still a phone that's going to look something like this, right? Exactly. They all look like this now. Therefore, the minute your kid get the phone and go to bed, you're asleep at 11:30. You sleep because you work. He could be in there watching all the porn possible, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Nope.
There's nothing you have. Literally no control over that.
None.
Not an ounce of
anything
control.
On the internet. There's no control. Nothing.
The minute he can access the internet, they can go wherever they want. Again, the some of the porn sites have went back to click to see if you're 18. Like they're gonna know whether or not you're 18 or not. Yeah, you're just clicking that. That's just cosmetic. Kid know to click that.
God.
And they can see stuff. They can see stuff that, again, in my day, I used to would sneak down in the basement and find my dad's magazine stash. And look at that with my mouth gaped open. Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
hell, I had a brother. I know what it was like. Yeah.
Right.
I get it.
But imagine having access to more porn than your dad has from the phone. Finding stuff that you can't find. Or you go to school and your friends, did you go to this site? Did you see this? Again, kids were up on Two Girls and a Cup before adults were.
What was that?
Oh, you never heard? Okay, I'm not going to go deep into that, and Devon would kill me right now because I mentioned that. But there was a video back in 2008, 9 called Two Girls and a Cup. Google it. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. No. Google it.
Oh, is that bad?
You will utterly be in shock. Yes. Don't Google it before you go to sleep. You'll have nightmares.
No, never mind.
But that was free. That was free on the porn. You could that was free on the web. Now, again, they were seeing that and finding it funny. Everything. I mean, I understand that we in the age of let your kid be sexually free, whatever. I don't want my son on a video talking about now suck that cock. I'm sorry. I'm not with that. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. And Summer know that video.
Really?
And
I feel like the odd man out.
No, trust me, you want to be, but you'll look it up at the end of the show.
No, I won't, because I'm going to bed.
You will. but I don't want my son. I don't want my daughter on a video talking about I'm gonna bust it open. I'm gonna bust it wide open. Right?
See, I just honestly, I just don't understand what's going on. I don't get it. It's how we see and revere one another. And I don't mean black people. I mean society in general. I remember. I think it was Yvonne that had said just a minute ago in the comment section, she says no parental guidance. But even with the guidance, once they step outside your house, they have the influence of all those other kids that don't have guidance.
But the fact of the matter is, a lot of parents want to be kids.
That part.
You got a lot of 30-year-olds running around like they're 20. You got a lot of 30-year-olds sitting there economically and on a maturity level that's on the same level as a 21-year-old. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah,
I'm just keeping it real.
That's
I remember when my stepdaughter was about 12. She had a little slumber party and had her friends over, right? I get up, I'm gonna make them some breakfast, right? And making them pancakes and all of that. And we sitting there, we got the little videos playing and all of that, and we get to talking about music and all of that. And they were playing me at the time. They were playing me some Chris Brown stuff and some who's the other? All the other dudes Chris Brown used to run around with and all of that, whatever. And it was some song that he was saying, and it wasn't. I'm like, you guys, like, what do y'all like about this? I'm like, it's supposed to be a love song, and they oohing and ahhing, and he's not saying, all he's saying is what he's going to do to them. Not for them.
To them.
And this, that, and that. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, okay, I say, don't you want a man to actually try to woo you, to court you, he's supposed to be telling you how he actually feels and this, that, and the third. And I got the stupid idea, and it was stupid. I said, let me play this song for you. And I played one of my favorite songs. Like, this song is one, and you were saying before the show how I'm a big tough guy and the macho this and the macho that. and this is one of my favorite songs, and it's the slow jam. Show Me by Howard Hewitt. I love that song.
Oh my God!
I love that song.
Yes.
That song is absolutely beautiful. I
Oh
love
yes.
it. I play it, and I swear to God, they looked at me like I was from fucking Mars.
That's about right.
They looked at me like I had a big green eye right here. And then they all pretty much said in unison. They all pretty much said in unison. No, not old. They said, he's soft.
He's soft.
He's soft. Nobody want that. They didn't say that soft shit, but that's, if they could have got away with it, that's basically summing it up in a nutshell.
Because someone is showing their feelings.
Right.
Their true emotion.
No, I'm like, her mother, my wife is upstairs asleep. And I'm like, when I hear this song, it makes me think of her. This is what I want to say to her. Your mother. And you're calling it soft. I'm a Marine. I've been in a war.
You're an alpha male.
I've done things that we can't talk about on this show. And you're gonna tell me that's soft. Do you know that all these Marines, and I wish Mo was on the show right now because he could validate this. All the Marines, when they're overseas, all we would do is just sit there and make slow jam tapes for when we get back home. We called them panty tapes. That's what we called them, panty tapes. Oh yeah, man. No, man. I ain't gonna be out tonight, man. I'm going in the room. I gotta make a panty tape. Because I'll be going home in a month and I'm gonna need this. But everybody had a slow jam tape. They used to literally sell these things over the TV. Slow Jam Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3.
I remember.
Notice they don't do that anymore.
Oh no, because there's no such thing as love and romance.
Now the slow jam is that song, and I can't stand it. With Your Permission. He sounds. I forget. Y'all know who it is. Y'all tell her who it is. Give me that green light. So he can sneak over her house because he ain't got no home. He lived with his damn mama. He can come over there and he can bust her down. He can bust her down when what he want to do to her. It ain't no romantic shit. He's like, give me the permission to come over because you can't come over here. My mom's home. So give me permission to come to your house so I can put this D on you.
But it's okay for women to think that that's all right. That's what a man is. They think that's what a man is.
Ladies.
They don't have, a lot of them, their parents don't know how to show an example. A lot of these parents today, they are not the example. So how do they know? They wouldn't know.
Ladies, I just got a quick question for you guys to answer. How many of you got a dude that all he do is come over y'all house when something finna jump off or whatever, and you can't go to his house because he may not have a house, i.e. mama, basement, this, that, or the third. Just saying. Or his house ain't whatever. Hell, you can't help but to hear some of these songs on the radio. Hell, Jaheim, and I used to like Jaheim's songs. Jaheim made that song When We Fuck.
I like Jaheim.
When we fuck, and again, that's a man that's trying to keep his career relevant. I understand. But look at all the songs Jaheim used to make, and look at that. To me, that's an incredible step down in quality.
Put that woman
and
first.
Women love it.
That's why I don't have a man, because they all messed up. That's nuts.
Don't get me wrong. Everybody got that dirty moment. Look, Doing It by LL Cool J. That used to be the jam. But I was disappointed when I started hearing it on the radio. Okay. Because my kids grew up on LL Cool J.
Right,
but
mine too.
They never could hear that song because I would skip around it.
Right.
I would skip around it. I wanted them to be familiar with hip hop and know their hip hop history and all of that. But I skipped around that song. So imagine how hard it was once they started playing it on the radio. Doing It to me wasn't meant for the radio.
No. We're in a mess, you know? We're in a mess.
It translates and it shows in the society. These kids are not doing this stuff on their own. They're direct reflections of us and how we behave around them and around each other. Entitlement. Let's go with clip 1.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's go with clip 1.
Clip 1 makes me want to
Entitlement.
jump to the computer. So here we go.
Oh! No. Deal with me.
You're right. Have you touched me? I did not touch you. So I asked you.
No.
Hey, will you go get another 18 listed for me?
No, I'm calling my mama.
I don't
You ain't about to fuck me up, bitch.
Get off my seat.
Get on my seat. You want to talk to her because she's black and she's fucking pissing me off right now.
Okay, so first.
Yes.
Well, that's why some people are made to be teachers and some are not. As
Explain.
a teacher, if it were me, I wouldn't be teaching any longer. I'd be sitting in somebody's jail cell.
And that's what, and teacher, you've stripped power away from teachers. You've stripped power away from teachers. There's not the school system wouldn't have supported her if she did what she was supposed to do. Back in my day, that teacher would have tore her ass off.
Exactly.
And put her out of the class. And
ain't no way in the world.
Do this. And let's be honest, because if I ask this question to our illustrious Truf Brothers audience, of course they never would condone something like that. So I'll put it like this. I know everybody know parents that would support their kid in doing what they did. Me, myself, if I wouldn't have to see the video. All I had to do is hear that my kid did something like that. And
exactly.
I'm breaking them off.
Exactly.
I'm breaking them off. You can't even come up there. You can't even make the threat now of I will come up there and whoop your ass in front of the whole class. You can't make that threat because the school won't back you.
Well, yeah, because you know what? When Cameron was in school 30 years ago, if he was to cut up, I showed up on that campus and nobody stopped me. Because I'm going to stop shit in its tracks. And if I have to drag your little narrow ass out of that classroom and whip your ass from the classroom to the car, then that's what's going to be done.
That's what's going to be done.
Nobody
That's right.
Me.
That's right. I first day of school, I would go and meet my kids' teachers. I would give them my home phone number. I would give them my cell phone number and say, do not hesitate. Do not hesitate to call me. If this one is acting a fool, you let me know because we don't do that. And I would look at them and say, do we? And
do we?
No. Because the teacher needs to know that they don't have to feel like they need to tear their head off. If the teacher think that they can tell you and their head gonna get torn off, that's all the teacher wants. Is a little validation and backing. They don't want to have to feel like they gotta whoop your kid. They would be much happier saying, "Do you really want me to call your father or your mother?"
Yep. Yep.
That's it.
But you know what? That video just sent something up my spine.
You got me fucked up, and you ain't going. And the minute she hit my hand, I'd have grabbed her by her neck. I'd have put her face into that whiteboard, and then I would have grabbed her by her neck and took her out of the class. And I would want them to see this and say, "Y'all fuck with me if you want to."
Mm-hmm.
I went to a Catholic school where I came from a public school and went to a Catholic high school. And the first time the teacher cussed and said, "Hey, I'm not one of them overpaid Chicago public school teachers. I ain't gonna play this shit with y'all." We were all like,
then you knew.
Like, ooh,
then
okay.
You knew.
I don't get paid what they get paid to take y'all shit.
Exactly. Then you knew.
That cut all of that out right then and there.
Ooh, Lord.
Right then and there.
Mercy.
But these kids fight. These kids fight the teachers. These kids embarrass the teachers. Again, it got filmed because some kid in class was doing this.
Right, Summer.
You can't say that I don't want no cell phones in my classroom anymore. You can't say that. The school will overrule you. Hell, the school is like, no, let them use the phone, because that way we don't have to pay to get them tablets.
Well, the schools also want to make sure that they can get in touch with their parents in case some little Johnny comes through there and shoots them up. Then they can get in there. See, you know, we just keep going and going and going and going. It just doesn't stop.
Privilege and entitlement. These effing morons bought their kid a gun, and
for
he promptly takes it to the school. Again, what if she had a gun? What if that kid had a gun? Maybe she would have been too much of a punk to use it, but she damn sure would have flashed it and punked the damn teacher out with it.
Right.
Or threatened her with it. Where do you get off that you can stomp out of that classroom and do that? What is the school doing? Where's the principal? Because the first thing I would have done is grab that kid, march her ass back up there, and made her apologize to her in front of the whole goddamn class while I expelled her and said, "You can't come back till your parents come up here." And then me and your parents gonna have to have a serious goddamn talk, because I'm like, because I'm gonna tell you now, if you're not gonna chastise your kid, she's not gonna come up here and do this, she can be expelled. You can find her someplace else to go, or we'll fuck her up ourselves.
But see, these school administrators, they basically have lost balls. They don't
the whole society has.
Yeah,
these kids are entitled. Remember, you're encouraged now to, if you see a parent whooping a kid in a store, you're encouraged to call the police.
Shit.
Me, myself, I would be laughing like, hey, get him.
Go on, call him.
Get him.
And come take this little son of a bitch with you, since he don't want to learn, because you're going to end up shooting him down in the street.
You would call the cops on me because I'd straighten, because my kid's going to behave in a goddamn store. But it's that over entitlement. It's that, I can do whatever I want to do. I can say what I want and do what I want. No, you can't tell me what to do. And
when Cameron was a kid,
again, as adults.
Yeah, but see, when Cameron was a kid, I remember when they first started that 911 shit. And he came home with the little paper, in his backpack, and he says, they said to call 911. If we feel that our parents are out of hand, and if they're whipping us, and if they're, I see, go ahead. You can go with it. Do it. Because in the middle of me chastising you and disciplining you, if you decide to dial that phone, they can come out. You got to remember, it's going to take them time to get here. Put your ass down under the ground in the backyard somewhere.
If you coming, you better bring an ambulance with you.
Exactly. That's the way I ran it. But I always told him, if you feel that secure in 911, go right ahead. Because it's going to take them time to get there. And it's just me and you.
Hey,
So you do what you gotta do.
You know my story. You know what happened to me with my kids. And I had no problem telling any of the authorities, oh yeah, I beat his ass. You damn right, I kicked his ass. He was cutting up in school. I don't play that shit. We don't play that in this household. We go by respect and discipline and control in this house.
Right.
Damn right we do. And no, everybody was like, yeah, no problem with that. No problem with that. I wish the hell I would let a kid tell me what I can and can't do. This is my house. This is how it's gonna go. My job is to give you everything you need to be successful. I'm going to do that. But you don't run nothing.
Totally agree.
You don't run nothing. I wish the hell I would tell my dad I'd call somebody. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, it don't work for me. I'm that kind of parent, you know. No, it does not work for me. I remember at a time when he told me he was gonna spend the night at his little friends. They were all getting together or whatever, and I told him, I said, you go straight back to that house. You don't come out. Next thing you know, about 15, 20 minutes later, the cops are at my door with him in tow. And I told the cop, I said, oh, well, thank you for bringing him home. And I started closing the door. He said, ma'am, I still got to talk to you. So we don't have nothing to talk about. I said, I'm going to start commencing to whip his ass because I told him not to leave that boy's house. And you bringing him home to my door. No, I'm going to whip his ass. No, Mom, you can't do that. Bullshit. I pushed the door closed.
The cop told you that?
Yeah. You don't tell me what I can do in my home with my child?
I'm beating his ass so you don't have to shoot him.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, Mom, you can't do that. Bullshit. Move your foot. And I shut the door. And I whipped his ass. Period.
Damn right. Damn right. But keep in mind that, like I said, we've got adults who are kids. How many videos have we seen in our collective careers, because we started doing this in the same year? How many videos have we seen of adults twerking in front of children? And I'm not just putting it on the women. I'm not putting it on the... How many videos have we seen of adults playing with guns in front of children? Flashing gang signs in front of children. Forget how many adults have we seen that they think it's fun and cute to flash gang signs? There was a song that I wanted to talk about from Chicago, and it's called Who Let the GDs in the Door, written by a gang member talking about his gang. And I have seen adults with children, adults with full-fledged jobs, adults in society that are sitting there doing this shit. Adults, and they think it's funny. They think it's cute. They're reminiscing on it like, oh my God, I remember the gang violence back when I was young. It was so fun and cute when the straight bullets would just kill people in the neighborhood. It was so nice. It was fun.
Dumbasses.
And these are adults. Kanye West is one of them.
Yes.
So this is when you've got adults who cannot delineate and say, yeah, gang violence is a problem. We don't need it in our communities if we want to rise up and be a better society. I ain't just talking about black people, because there's white people that do it.
They do it too. Yeah.
So when we glorify this crap, what does that say? What does that say?
We in fucking
You've got gang members that have cut down innocent people in the prime of their life, taking their lives away, and we want to sit there and say that the gang is okay. Fuck a GD, fuck a BD, fuck a Latin King, fuck a 13, 14, MS 13, 14, all that shit, fuck that shit. I understand it. I understand why it's in the community. I'm not condoning it because I want our children, our people to rise to a higher standard. How can you ask them to rise to a higher standard if you won't?
Right. Right.
There's people who have been in gangs and have rised up and got out of that stuff. We're not talking about that. You've got Kanye West dumbass going to see the Orange Menace to ask him to let Jeff Ford out of prison. Fuck that guy. Be mad at him. Not went to him and asked, hey, can you pardon Assata Shakur? Not that. Not that. Jeff Ford.
Too much like right.
You got Snoop Dogg went to see Arnold Schwarzenegger to talk about commuting the execution of Tookie Williams. I wasn't with that. Well, Tookie write children books now. Yeah, okay. How many children has he exterminated?
Right. How many have died? Yeah.
I understand. I understand people are complex. I understand. I'm sure he's remorseful. I'm sure that. But no, I'm not with that. I'm not with talking about commuting his sentence. No. Wow. No. I don't know how the Crips and the Blood started. We always get that. Well, the gang started as a protector of the community. Yeah, but they ain't that now, are they?
No, they're not.
And they ain't been that for a long time.
Yeah, quite a long time. Quite a long time.
So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You remember Cooley High?
Oh yeah.
You like that was a great movie, right?
Great movie. Great movie.
Remember when they were in the show and they were watching the Godzilla movie?
Right.
And Puda was getting some popcorn and they were all trying to make out in the show and he kept getting in the way and then he stepped on the wrong dude's feet and the other dude said something and the big fight broke out. Do you know that the two people that jumped up, they both yelled gang members?
Right.
They both yelled gang names. Those were real life gangs in Chicago at the time.
Right. Yep.
So that was supposed to be set it in the 60s. So how long has the gang members been a positive force and a protector of the community? Because obviously they wasn't in the 60s, they wasn't in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and here we are in the 2020s.
No.
So don't give me that. Don't run that on me.
I agree. Totally agree.
Now, I understand. I knew gang members. I had friends who were gang members. I understand that. And some of them grew out of it. Some of them got cut down. Some of them are in jail. And I feel bad for them. But I came up in a household that I knew I couldn't come home with no goddamn gang tattoo on my goddamn arm.
No, that wasn't gonna happen.
I was way more scared of my dad than I was scared of them.
Yeah. It wasn't gonna happen in mine either. Oh Lord. We down to 1 minute, Mr. Ray.
It's real. It's a problem. I know we're at that time. We have to strive to do better. And to do better, we have to demand better of ourselves, our friends, our families, our politicians. Jesus Christ. How hard is it? How hard is it for you to stand with somebody who actually wants to help people versus somebody who run their mouth? Now look, I like Kanye. I like his music. I like Kanye. He's from my area. He stomped around where I stomped around. His songs, that song from the College Dropout, Slave Ship. I know that area he was talking about, that mall he worked in, when they say, let's put them all in the front of the store. I know that mall. I grew up in that mall. We stomped in the same area. But at the same time, I demand more of Kanye than what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I'm demanding more. So yes, do I have more respect for Cori Bush than I do for Kanye right now? Yes, I do. Yeah. Yes, I do. Cori Bush is out there fighting the good fight, and that's who I want to support. So I ask you guys out there, What are you doing to hold people accountable to a higher level? What are you doing to hold yourself up to a higher level? And I'm going to leave it out on that note. Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
Don't worry, Devon's technical issues will be fixed next week as we go ahead and roll into the last show of the year, and we got a nice one for you. We'll be putting out the invites to that. Hopefully that invite will go out tomorrow, and that'll be the last show we do before we all break for the holidays. And hopefully everybody will enjoy themselves, enjoy your families, enjoy your loved ones. Take time out. This has been a hell of a goddamn year. Take some time out to take stock and appreciation for the people that you care about. So on that note, we're going to sign off, and we will see you guys next week. Well, I'll let you know that if you're not watching the Truf Brothers, then the truth ain't in you. Live long and prosper, people.
Peace. I'm Devon. Good night, everybody.